But
We're never editing it. All the parts where you're the worst, we're gonna keep.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
What's up, Team NBL? It's Music by Lucas.
And Lauren C. Ray, DJ filmmaker, DJ producer, and producer Robbie Mendez.
Yeah. We got Robbie Mendez here.
Robert Mendoza.
Oh.
Well, anyway, my real name is Robin Snyder, producer name is Robbie Mendez, and I've been making music for already, I guess, 10 years.
Nice.
And only the last 3-4 years I'm doing it seriously, and things are going pretty well, like hanging with these guys.
Well, also our like a big deal now with Spinning Records. You have multiple releases and multiple releases coming.
Yeah.
So we wanted to bring you here to talk about, because the thing about Robbie that I like is when he comes to producing, the first time I came to his studio, which is all the way in the north of the Netherlands.
Somewhere up
there. Different story. But the first time I came to his studio, I realized, whoa, you have a lot of like tips that when it comes to production that I personally had never thought about before.
Yeah.
And that was the reason why I wanted to bring you on, because it was like, okay, I feel like a lot of YouTube tutorials are all the same. Like the production tips are all very standard, or they're all like things that have been repeated. But the stuff that I learned from you, just in like the small amount of time that I was with you, I was like, oh, I didn't learn that. I'd never seen that before.
Yeah, I would love to share some of my tips with you guys, if that's okay.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. Well, this one is more like based on creating your own kind of sound, and I just told you already behind the scenes. It's just making your own package, you know, like if you have constantly using your own samples, you like them most. After a while, you start to, you know, recognize, hey, that's kick and the clap, and I keep on using it, and people start to recognize it also.
Yeah.
And sometimes I get because I send music to Spin-In, they reply to me like, yeah, it's again that sound. Try to come with something different, you know. So, but I think like there are two types of own signature sounds, and people always keep on telling, try to be unique, but it's not really like, if you Martin Garrix's Animals, it's not like he's sitting behind his computer, I'm gonna make something totally new. It just happens, you know. It just happens. It's a natural process. But you also have people like, I think it's a good example, Brooks. What he does is basically taking two types of sound, future house, progressive house, and use his own kind of sound design. And you immediately hear, oh, this is Brooks, but it's not like he come up with something totally different. You know what I mean?
It's
like
mixing two things together. Kind of like I'm doing future trance right now, like future house and trance mixed together.
But it's just what I personally love a lot of Brooks sounds is the sound design. You immediately hear, look, this is Brooks.
And I think like for beginners, and if you guys are watching this and you're like, I do use the same sounds all the time and I'm still not getting signed. Maybe that mixture of different types of sounds that you find your own unique, maybe that's not your best like formula basically for it. I think what happened with you is you had songs signed and you were using the same. So like you got the okay, yes, we love this, and then you just repeated but changed slightly. And so you guys may have to wait until your first track is signed for you to really figure out what is your sound. But after that, repeat, sort of, change, but repeat some things.
Yeah, but also try different things. You work also a lot of pop songs, just for fun. Yeah. Nobody ever hears it, but I just try to, can I actually make a pop song with my kind of sounds?
That's kind of cool.
But just think about the future. I'm not gonna make forever club songs. I want to become like, really big. And then it's not only tunnel vision making one thing. No, think bigger and just
my tip, if you have two, if you want to think about two genres to mix together, my tip is that if there's any other kind of music that you like to listen to besides like EDM, like if you love cinematic music for some reason, you like listening to Hans Zimmer, like maybe you should start figuring out a way to mesh that love for the cinematic music into EDM and making something new. If you like classic rock, try throwing into some guitars. Like I personally loved trance, I loved Armin van Buuren, I loved old Tiesto music. Like I liked a lot of melodic and like passionate kind of inspirational vocals, and so I found a way to mix that in also with the future house music that I liked, and it kind of went together.
So the next step would be, it's a little bit more technical for the producers, but I'm guessing that there are a lot of producers watching, so at least I'm gonna try
get technical.
So I told this one to Lucas, and I think you using this right now in your songs, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a trick to make your leads, for example, really attacky. If you use, we all know a filter, it's nothing special.
Sure.
And of course you can automate the filter, and if you do it really short on the note, so like like a really
this is the secret.
Yeah,
it's very quick.
This is the line, like a usual line. and just make it like this, you know, like only on that specific note, and you get a really short attack, and then your synths become way more powerful.
Yes, that's how you get that.
Whomp, whomp. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so just put one note. You can test it out yourself. Grab the automation and just go.
Yeah.
And with the cutoff. Can't you do the same thing with the reverb or do something similar?
Well, a reverb is also an interesting thing. You can automate it on certain points on the leads.
Yeah.
So it opens up at the like.
And then you pull it out.
And,
yeah. So yeah, that would be something that I think a lot of producers don't think about is automation on your reverb and your simple filter. Like these are this is not. You're not having to go out and buy some fancy plugin. Like this is just your cutoff. There's a cutoff on everything, on Silent, on Serum, on Nexus, and then you grab the reverb, automate that too, and just mess around with it. Because man, you can make some really cool sounds.
Yeah, and sometimes when you put up the ratio, is called. I'm not sure. Yeah, you get a little.
The speed of it. Yeah.
Yeah, you get even more attacky synth. So you have to see what the right values are for that. So.
Nice. I'll never forget that one. Thanks. Thanks for that one.
I've told this one in your Instagram stories.
Yeah.
IGTV.
IGTV. Yeah.
Dude, that's so bad.
Daily vlogs. IGTV.
Yeah. Check it out. Anyways, and then I came up with the second line of the following up line. I made it up myself.
Wow.
It's called when the character of the sound is gone, you know there's something wrong. And basically, what this means is that when you EQing your sounds, don't cut off too much or bring too much highs in. Just listen to the character of the sound. For example, piano, it's around the mid-low frequencies. It's just the body, you know. And what I see a lot of people doing, it's fighting with the bass line. Cut it all the way off, and then it becomes a very tiny, childless piano, and you don't want that. Even if that's your purpose, then it's good, of course. But
that's the number one thing that I hear. I think in mixing as well is people send me tracks and it's very thin, and they think that it sounds like like you said that it's competing with the bass line or something.
Yeah.
But instead of taking off just like a little bit of the low, and they take off a bunch.
And use a lot of panning. I guess that's also a good thing. Left, right. I see a lot of people just straightforward, and I did that also. But now I realize that when I have this snare, I put a little bit left. This clap a little bit to you know, whatever, and then becomes a real more like mixed down, you know. So
that is one thing about your sound and your tracks is they're really cool stereo, and really clean mixes. So we are gonna go work on a new track. Well, we have a bunch of new tracks. We gotta finish.
They're like
too many.
Yeah.
Too many. Yeah, and so thank you for taking the time to stop by and chat.
Yeah.
And make sure you go follow Robbie.
Yes, we'll leave his links in the description below because he's awesome and he knows what he's talking about, you guys. Also, he is a coach on the team MBL coaching.
Yes.
So if you ever want to, have some production tips or some one-on-one time with Robbie, he is available as well there.
Like if you ever want to literally you see his DAW and him moving his stuff, and you show him yours, and you can Skype, that is where you want to do it.
Exactly.
teammbl.com/coaching.
Yes.
I'm excited. Thanks so much for inviting me.
Hey, no problem.
And I hope everybody understands my bad English.
I mean, I kind of understood some things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Let's redo the whole thing.